got NF Motto. See what he got.
I could write a record full of radio songs, do a bunch of features that my label would love, do a bunch of features that I don't even like, just to build up the hype. Yeah, I could sell my house and move out to LA, get inside of rooms with the biggest of names, hire 50 people just to give me advice on the way I should write. Oh God, yeah, sounds like a nightmare if you ask me. Yeah, went from my bedroom to the big leagues. You know how many times that I was told things wouldn't work but worked out. Having cold feet didn't keep me from success but delayed it some. I used to be the guy who killed to get it number one. I had to hear that song's a hit before I thought it was, but nowadays I don't really give a what? Oh God, yeah. Might catch me at the award show, eating popcorn in the back row, catching Z's with my hat low. No nominations, but it's cool though. Oh God, you might see me in the same clothes I had on last week in my shame no. Yeah, you heard this saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. Yeah, I miss buying CDs at the store and thumbing through the cases trying to make a choice. That'll make no sense to you, well of course. See, one man's inconvenience is another's joy. Wow, wow, how are you unemployed? Telling me to get a life, you should look at yours. Yup, congratulations, you can raise your voice. Hope you break both of your legs falling off your horse. Oh snap, this is the industry where it ain't how big you are, it's how big you seem. Where people sacrifice the art trying to chase a dream, and they wonder why their music's lacking creativity. Would've gave anything to be respected by the artists I was listening to, but not no more. Them days of history. Skip the red carpet, you looking for me? Oh God, yeah. You might catch me at the award show, eating popcorn in the back row, catching Z's with my hat low. No nominations, but it's cool though. Oh God, you might see me in the same clothes I had on last week in my shame no. You heard this saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. Got my feet propped up, leave my shirts untucked. I'm the boss, so what? I do what I want. Oh God. You got the trophy, that's great. I'm happy for you, no hate. Still got a smile on my face, chilling in the back like, hey, oh God. You might catch me at the award show, eating popcorn in the back row, catching Z's with my hat low. No nominations, but it's cool though. Oh God, you might see me in the same clothes I had on last week in my shame no. Yeah, you heard this saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto.
So I like the video. The video obviously matches the lyrics really well. You know, like when you look at the audience, like everyone's conforming to like the dress code, the tuxedos, you know, the typical black suit, tie, and you see NF like he just has all white, this hoodie on, which really depicts what he's saying about him not conforming and wanting to make music his way, not trying to get advice from people or change his style and lose his essence and his creativity behind trying to please other people or making music he thinks other people would want to listen to, and him just, and that's what I like about NF, right? Because he stays in his own lane, and he doesn't really have a similar sound to anybody, and the type of music he makes, it's, to me, it's very, it's almost like a journal entry, but just in music form.
Yeah, I like how he's driving a really old car as well, while everyone else is driving an all black, more modern looking car. And so for him, he's driving this old car to the red carpet event. I think it says a lot. It says that for him, he doesn't try to be extremely flashy. And in the beginning, he says, he can do a whole bunch of radio hits, but he chooses not to. And so I love that his style has always been very genuine to himself, as opposed to trying to please what the public wants or what they're used to hearing. And when he says having the back seat row eating popcorn, for him it's a show to him. Like everything else that's going on, I think he's just observing the way that the show is run. And so in a way it relates to people, because I think most of us do have that position where we're watching other people. And so I think in a way he's saying that he's just like us. And yeah, I've always been a fan of people like him who don't dress up for the occasion, because it's not who they are. And so his motto is being real to himself, and it can be very different for each person.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like I like the line, I could sell my house and move out to LA, get inside of rooms with the biggest of names, hire 50 people just to give me advice on the way I should write. Like this idea, and it's a very traditional move, I think, that people do, right? They reach this level of celebrity and fame, and so what they do immediately is like get out of their environment, and they move into houses and neighborhoods where other people also have that level of fame. And not saying that everyone does that, but it's very typical for people to be like, oh, let's just go to LA because that's where the names are, and they try to fit into that new circle that they've met, because of the success that they have. They're now meeting other people, and they're being around people with the same level of success that they have. But for him, like, he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to move into the trope of the everyday celebrity where they have the big house, they dress a certain way, they attend all these occasions, and to your point, that's why he would rather just take the back row and just watch it all, because it's like, for him, it's just a circus. It's an act, and it's on a stage, and he doesn't want to be a part of that stage. He'd rather just stick to what he's been doing, and what he's been doing is what got him there in the first place, and he doesn't want to get away from that, and he doesn't want to change himself just to fit into that role of superstar or musician in the typical sense.
And also the scene where he's walking up the stairs, and the way that he moves, it's like he's creeping up. I think he's also saying that, he was still able to get to where he got to be without having to change himself. And the scene when he's almost dancing down the stairs, it reminds me of the scene in Joker. Remember when he's like walking down the stairs, but he's like moving in a way that was very similar to how NF was doing it.
Yeah, and there was one line that I liked a lot. Where is it? I can't find it, but it was along the lines of, you know, like there was a time where he wanted the recognition from artists that he used to listen to. And like he no longer cares about that. And I like that a lot because it reminds me of, like athletes or, remember a fighter from the UFC where, at some point you reach a level where you start to meet the people that you looked up to or that you admired, and you face them and you realize like they're not as heroic as you once thought when you reach that level. Like I immediately think of, like, I don't know if you know George St. Pierre from UFC, and he had a fight with this guy named Matt Hughes, and what he was saying was when he first fought him, he lost, and he said that he lost to him because he still admired him. It was still a hero to him. Like he watched him as he became a greater fighter. He watched him fight as he was progressing. And so when he finally reached that level where he was meeting him to fight, it was like he was fighting his hero. And so what he said was that on the second fight, he had to tear down that image of him and look at him like an opponent, not as this guy that he used to admire. And by changing his mindset, like he ended up winning that second fight in a way where it was impressive.